My name is Darnell Reed. I'm the chef and owner of Luella Southern Kitchen in Lincoln Square, Chicago. I found out about Stories to Savor because Derek Hines was actually a customer in our restaurant for some time. And then I found out that we had a mutual friend from another restaurant that I've been dining at myself as well. So we were formally introduced to each other, and he mentioned to me the concept that he had for Stories to Savor, and we've been pretty much working together ever since. My initial reaction, well, actually, first of all, I was happy that someone was just highlighting our business. So that was number one. Like, it was an honor that someone was highlighting Luella Southern Kitchen. But as far as my initial reaction to the work of Stories to Savor, I was also impressed by the professionalism and the work of the company in itself. So I do think, I've always felt that way, but I feel this way now as well, that Stories to Savor was a good company to work with. I think we had some good times working together on camera and off camera, and it's proven to be like a good friendship. What I liked about the lighting, editing, and production from Stories to Savor, I will say was my first real experience of working with a media company. But now that I've actually had more of those instances moving forward, and after that, I will say that Stories to Savor I thought was, I would say, more superior than some of the other companies I work with or some of the other people I work with, because everyone kind of does their business a little bit different. Like, some people will come in with just the cell phones, and some people will come in with the flashlights and things like that to kind of highlight the business. But I think Stories to Savor was pretty much like the real deal, and they really highlighted our restaurant, our business, and I feel like it kind of showed me what I would need to do if I wanted to do any type of production. So it pretty much set a bar. It set a bar for Luella Southern Kitchen. I would definitely hire Stories to Savor for future productions of my restaurant and future businesses I may have. Luella Southern Kitchen, we're a southern restaurant in Chicago, Illinois. So by being a southern restaurant, we're simply that. We're a restaurant that makes food from like all over the South, so like southern United States. We have fried chicken, shrimp and grits, mac and cheese, like anything that you can find in the South, you may at one point or another find at Luella Southern Kitchen. I was most impressed by Stories to Savor with their professionalism, and that they were just genuinely being like their self. I will say that I kind of learned that from working with them as well, that it's a little bit easier when you're naturally like just being yourself. Easier to work with and easier to have great conversations on and off camera with someone if you just pretty much keeping the same tone throughout the whole thing. Building trust is very important, but I think building trust also happens over time. So I don't think, there's not many situations where you could build trust with someone instantly, unless maybe they fall on a grenade for you. But then you'll definitely build trust with that person. But for Stories to Savor, because of the years that we've been working together and the amount of time, just as the restaurants, we've been open for almost 8 years. And I know throughout those 8 years, we've been knowing Derek for, I would say, at least 6 of those years. So over time, the trust has been built working with him and working with Stories to Savor. So I think it's a time thing and it's a consistency thing as well. So like, we consistently put out good product together, we consistently work well together. So basically, I would say that those are the two most important with as far as building trust. I would definitely recommend Stories to Savor for any business that's looking to have their business highlighted any type of way. Well, Stories to Savor, for the most part, we've done business, or we've worked together with Stories to Savor to highlight our restaurant. But I would say that I think it'll work just as well for a restaurant, a coffee shop, anywhere with food and beverage involved, and I know that the brand is Stories to Savor, but I think it can also work with a barbershop, you know. So I think any small business for sure, but it'll definitely work for big businesses as well. So if anyone asks me, Stories to Savor would definitely be one of the first names I'll bring up to recommend their services. I'm the chef and owner, but Luella is my great grandmother. She's from Mississippi. Growing up, I had food from like all over the South, and that's pretty much what I wanted to highlight in this restaurant. So the food that we eat here is food that I ate. It's basically a restaurant like based off of my memories of growing up around her. So the food that we serve is food that she made growing up. The gumbo, the fried chicken, biscuits, things like that, cornbread. But then even the music that we play, like all the Motown music, is music that I've heard growing up, being around her. The artwork in here, we have artwork from the TV show Good Times and stuff like that. So it's pretty much, I'm pretty much giving the people who dined in our restaurant like a piece of my childhood and what I grew up to see. And hopefully my idea for Luella's is that hopefully we're creating similar memories for the people that's coming into our restaurant, especially the younger generation. My name is Darnell Reed, and this is the Stories to Savor Network.